Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me again today. So the last few Mondays I've been bringing you these little colour challenge cards, and this week is no different. So today these are the colours that have been set out for us: Sahara Sand, Poppy Parade and Pool Party. So instantly it's like, oh, these quite go together really nicely, but then we've got this bright Poppy Parade to bring into the mix as well. So had a little bit of a think about it, and in the end I came up with this card. Now this is a bit kind of fortuitous that we've ended up using this, because in my collection of stamps you will see that this has still got the green banner. So the rebranding of the sort of logos and the merchandise to the black happened a good couple of years ago now. So this set has been around for a while, which means there's a good chance we're going to see this one retire this year. Not guaranteed, don't know yet, but as it is one of the older ones, it does stand a chance that this one's going to go. But so I thought I'd get it out and have another use of it. Really, it isn't one that I've used a lot, so this is what we're going to do. A little bit of simple stamping, doesn't take a lot, and of course there's only a limited number of colours that we're using anyway. We are just going to recreate it though. I did not have enough Poppy Parade cardstock to try a different card base and things like that, so we're just going to reproduce it as it is. Okay, with a Pool Party card base. We've got a Whisper White layer. So this I brought in because originally I was just going to use my traditional formula, but I felt like everything sort of sank into the card base, so I introduced this extra white layer, which is 3 3/4 by 5.5. Okay, I'm going to construct a little bit of this actually while we're talking through the measurements, and then it's done and we can just get the stamping done. I'm going to keep things quite flat. I think this is quite a good masculine card, so we'll add that to the card base. Okay, so that's ready to go. And then I've got my stamping layer. This is 3 inches wide by 4 3/4 high, so it's an inch smaller than my normal card layer. And then this is one bigger, so this is 3 1/8 by 4 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so those are the layers that we're working with. So what we're going to do is do our stamping. I'm actually going to start with the Pool Party ink, and I'm going to lay in sort of my lake. So there's a couple of little swishy bits in the stamp set. I'm just going with this one. We're using full strength ink to stamp across here. So I'm just going to sort of zigzag it across, and then I'm going to turn the stamp 180 degrees and get a bit of a different look to kind of fill in those gaps. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going for an impression that there's some water in place just there. I'm going to stick with this stamp but bring in Sahara Sand. Okay, just take off any excess ink on the scrap paper. So now we're going to use second generation ink. Okay, so that means we are going to ink up our stamp, take the first layer off onto the scrap paper, and then bring it in to create our bank on the side of the lake there. Okay, and we'll do that again. Take off the first level of ink, and we'll put another piece in over here, and just build that up again. So I've just turned that 180 degrees just to get a different look. Just remember to stamp off in between. Doesn't matter if they overlap a bit. Okay, just want an impression of some land. You know, like a sort of a lakeshore kind of thing. So that's what I want to do. Okay. Keep the Sahara sand out, and I'm going to bring in this lovely mountain. Okay, and again we're going to use second and third generation ink. So let's put in that one and that one, and then we want an impression that there's some more hills behind. So 1, 2, and then we can stamp a little higher, giving things different heights because the bottom's going to be covered up. 1, 2, let's put one over here. 1, 2, and I think we need something up here like that, and maybe something in the middle. Looks a little flat, doesn't it? Let's just put something about there. Okay, so we've got our sort of mountainous scene in the background, and then we've got some foreground in there. Okay, so now we want to bring in our trees. So there's a lovely little cluster of 3 trees in the stamp set. So we'll use first generation ink now because we want these to stand out from the background. We can do that by using the first generation ink. It will just come out that little bit darker and bring them to the foreground. Okay, so you can add those in where you want them. I would have preferred those to have hit the ground rather than sort of just standing floating in the air, but no matter. Ooh. Whoops. I think I just want to put in another one on the side there just to fill that out a bit. Okay, so you can layer that up a bit as much as you want, but I don't want to overdo it. I think that looks lovely now as it is. So that is almost it. Just want to add the merest of colour to the bottom here and blend in that land. It's barely there, but it'll really come out when we layer together. So that was just a little bit of the Sahara sand coming through on there, and we're just going to do a touch in the sky just to make that look like sky. Just a hint of it. It just brings it in. You can go over the water if you want. And oops, caught an edge there somewhere. It doesn't look like a lot, but it really does give the card a bit more of a complete look by adding just that little tinsy bit of blending across the back. Okay, so if I turn that over, that might be a bit more apparent now. Okay, we can stick that to our oh, actually there's one more thing. The other thing that was kind of strange was that the edge just sort of sank into this Sahara sand layer, and the way I got around that was to just touch the paper. Don't slide it, just touch it. This is, you will damage your ink pad, so just tap the edge into the ink pad ever so gently, or use a sponge and just dab it just along those cut edges of the cardstock. And can you see how all of a sudden there's a bit of a frame around that, and it just helped lift the panel from the coordinating layer. in my opinion. It's a step that you can omit if you wish. That just goes on to there, and we can put that straight onto our card base. So we're keeping it flat, not a dimensional in sight today, ladies and gentlemen. I know, you're all shocked, right? Okay, so there we go, that's done. And we just need to add our sentiment, because as yet we have not used the Poppy Parade, so I thought the way to do that would be to introduce it with the sentiment. So we'll just use a scrap of cardstock here. Ooh. Our Poppy Parade ink. Better light tap in. Pop that in there. Just want to get that ink off straight away. And we're using the tailored tag, which is a lovely geometric shape, but fits quite nicely with this sort of, it's a tall sentiment, doesn't really fit so well in the sort of longer labels, the long narrow labels, but it fits quite nicely in this one. And because we're not, we've got the ink in the background, this white is going to just sort of pop from there, and just looking to see those bits are straight and equal. And that, my friends, is it. So if we just take away those, really nice and quick and simple, great for guys as well. Okay, I hope you like it. As always, if you just click in the description, there'll be a list of products. Check that out, they go straight into your basket. If you're curious about Stampin' Up and maybe becoming a demonstrator yourself, there's also some information on the join my team button there as well. Do check it out. Lots of perks to being a demo, not least a discount on your purchases, which isn't insignificant. Okay, just another thing for you to think about. Hope you're all okay anyway. Thanks for joining me. Hope you like the card, and please like, subscribe and share with your friends. See you all soon. Take care. Bye.